you said you know your limits. L.A. Reid said that too. He said that he realized at some point that he just was not going to be the best guitar player.
Right.
And he realized that he was better at finding the talent and finding the people to make great music, make better music. Now, with that said, you decided you were going to be a producer. You're a drummer. At what point, how old were you when you was like, yo, I'm playing drums? And how did that go from I'm playing drums to I'm going to create my own music?
That's interesting.
To talk over?
That's interesting because I had, you know, I got my first drum machine before I got my first drum kit. My uncle, it was I don't even remember. It was like I think Boss made it. Was one of the joints that had a little pad.
And everything sounded.
And you have 4 sounds, you know. But I was doing that. I would take that. I make the beat, tape it on one tape recorder, grab my sister's keyboard and her boombox and play that back. And then record that and just go back and forth, you know, on the tape, making beats like that when I was like 8 years old. You know what I mean? Doing that. But, you know, I love live music.
So are there other people in your family that do music?
My uncle is a musician. He plays guitar and he sings. There's a lot of different stuff. I mean, it runs in the family a little bit. My grandfather sang. My mother played violin. Like, you know, we do that. I'm the first one to go down this route, which when you're in a family with traditional musicians, sometimes they don't necessarily get that. They're like, well, it sounds nice, but you know what I mean?
They want to see you physically hitting on
like,
something.
Well, you're doing that, but what about this? Exactly. There's been a lot of conversations like that.
That's
like,
not really music, you know. They're not playing an instrument.
Right. It's like that, but it's like, well, I express myself through this, so how is this an instrument?
They want you to take the MPC on stage.
They want to do that.
Hit the buttons.
I mean, some people don't want to see MPC.
They don't want. They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear that. They're like, well, I mean, you doing that, but that's like playing video games.
Yeah.
But you play drums. You play an instrument. Why don't you do that? But it's like, this is my instrument, you know. And I played drums for a long time. You know, I played a lot of different styles: jazz, R&B, reggae. You know what I mean? Played a lot of different styles. I love that, and I miss my drums. But I found I grew up. You know, I was born in 1981, so I grew up, and all I heard was this hip hop for my whole life. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm hearing. This is what my friends is hearing, and it's just in me. You know what I mean? So there came a point, and I played drums for a long time, but I was like, I'm focusing on this. And when I was in Boston, I owned a studio, and it came down to, I know, my drums are sitting in the corner, real dusty. You know, I wasn't practicing that. I'm making beats, and it came down to I was late on the rent, and it's like, well, I got to make a move. I sold the drums, and I kept, you know, all my beats and turntables and everything. I kept that, and that's when I was like, all right, well, I made that choice. I came down to one day. It's like, I'm making this choice right now. This is what I'm gonna do, and this is what I'm gonna make my profession, make my life as. So it really just came down to that. But it was just a matter of, you know, of what my heart wanted to do. It was really just that simple. I'm making this choice, and this is gonna go. So
it's drums all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I did that. I tried trumpet for like 4 months. I was terrible. And that shit had to go. I played a little bit of keys, a little bit of a bass, you know, enough to get by. Like, if I wanted live bass on a song, I could sit there and figure it out. But, you know, I mean, drums was my thing, but at some point it was like, well, I gotta choose this drum machine over this drum set.